This video is to give a guideline of how to give a quick demonstration of the new version of Estima. And here is, I'm going to start here with Estima in the List tab. I have a floor joist line item. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to choose to click in the input field and choose Measure. Now I can come to Plan Swift and begin to draw my floor container. I'm going to draw that around the perimeter. Notice that I drew the first side parallel to the way that I wanted the joist to run. Click the last point, and I'm going to choose Escape to end it. Now you see in this version I can come in and I can choose to click in the container and select directly on a member, and I've selected it now in the field without having to use the toolpad. In addition, I can also use a window to window around the labels of joists and select them all that way. In addition, Control and Shift also work for multi-selection. But once I have them selected, I can right-click. I can choose to assign to groups, assign plies, continue with, omit. I can do all these different functions not by having to go to the toolpad, but just by here in the interface. If I double-click, I can deselect those members. And now with nothing selected, I can right-click in the container and choose to add a new member, such as a flush beam, drop beam with split or without. I'm going to add a drop beam with a split here. I'm going to zoom in on this area and add a drop beam all the way down the middle. And now that it's completed, I can zoom out, and there we have, it's cut the joist out of array labels again. But now again, I can click into the container and I can click on this beam, and I've selected it without having to go to the toolpad. Right click and assign it to groups if I want to, or assign plies. So I'm going to assign 2-ply. I'm going to right click and assign it to group 5. In addition, I can also come in and choose to continue with, which continue with adopts the properties of the beam you've selected and allows you to draw another beam just like it. So I'm going to choose continue with, come up here and draw another member, and you'll see that it's part of group 5 and it's also 2-plied because that's what this beam was down here. You can also come into the container and right click, and other functions are available in the right click menu as well without having to go to the toolpad, such as rims. I can add rim around the edge of the container all the way around the perimeter. So with all of that in place now, I can choose to link up some of these other products, such as I can come in, zoom in and click on the rim, come to Estima. I've picked my product, click in the input field and choose link, and it picks up all that rim. I can also come back and say I need to link up these beams. So I'm going to select one of those beams that's in group 5, come to the beam application, I've selected one, and I'm going to choose to link. And now I have all of that information there. So you can link up multiple items, and once it's in place, then you can choose to create a layout. Of course, you'd want to start by coming to Estima and get to the proper zoom. And also remember that you can adjust the transparency of the page back and forth as needed. So once it's set the way you want it, you come to Estima, come to the Framing Layouts tab and choose to capture, and we can call this Main Floor. And it will capture the image and create the layout. So all those, the joists are present, colors associated, and so on. In addition, in this version, you can come back to Plan Swift, and if you click, you can come to the Groups editor. In the Groups editor, you can choose to change the colors of the groups, or you can add a prefix. You would do that by clicking on the one you want to edit, choose Edit, and make the changes needed. The color, add a prefix, and of course those will apply to members, or you can apply them to beams or to hangers. A final thing that you may want to demonstrate with the Estima software would be to come back to the List tab and show the wall viewer. Come to the wall pack. I've already entered some here, and make entries in the fields, such as 100 for the length, 75 sheath, 50 upsize plate and stud, and then choose View Wall. And you can see the wall in its various forms, whether it's sheath, upsize plate, and stud. It changes as needed. And then finally, you may want to take them and show them view a list in the output. And you can show them the report.